Welcome back to the Seafood News Weekly video brought to you by Urner Barry's Reporter, the quarterly news magazine for the food industry professional, packed with the latest industry headlines, analysis, and trending articles. Contact advertise at urnerberry.com to be a featured sponsor in the spring edition of the Reporter, which is distributed to thousands of protein industry professionals, including a $5,500 bonus distribution to attendees at Seafood Expo North America in Boston. Make sure you are in front of your customers. I'm Amanda Buckle.
And I'm Laura Zinger. Earlier this week, the Association of Genuine Alaska Pollock Producers announced that Trident Seafoods and True North Seafood have received funding awards for 4 new projects designed to develop new market opportunities for Alaska pollock. Trident is receiving funding for a publicity campaign to get wild Alaska pollock into white tablecloth restaurants in 7 major U.S. markets, as well as funding for new portions and protein noodles made from wild Alaska pollock, surimi, in North American club stores. Meanwhile, True North Seafood is receiving funding for their project to introduce IQF wild Alaska pollock fillets in grocery stores across North America.
Thanks, Laura. In other news, seafood market reporter Janice Schreiber reports that the farm salmon market is currently moving in 2 different directions. The whole fish market, especially for fish with origins out of Europe, is weakening dramatically. Janice reports that we typically see imported volumes to the U.S. out of Europe and especially Norway increase, and in turn, pricing adjusts lower. Once the pipeline is filled back up from after the Christmas and New Year's holidays, pricing historically starts to trend lower through February. Meanwhile, the Canadian whole fish market was steady last week. Volumes off of the west coast of Canada have been light the past few weeks, and volumes out of eastern Canada have been light as well due to weather.
Thanks, Amanda. In other news, nonprofit organization SeaShare has started 2019 with a new strategic partnership. The organization will be teaming up with Hook, Line, and Savor, a new frozen seafood startup based in Gloucester, Massachusetts, and part of the Gorton seafood family. As part of the partnership, Hook, Line, and Savor has vowed to donate 5% of all profits from the sale of their new allergy-friendly frozen seafood line to SeaShare. The money will support the donation of seafood to food banks and feeding centers across the U.S.
And in our final story of the day, we're excited to share that Urner Barry has appointed veteran team member Gary Morrison to the position of Vice President. Gary has previously served as Director and Lead Market Analyst at Urner Barry, and during his over 10-year tenure with the company, has reported on the pork and boxed beef markets. In addition to his appointment to the role of Vice President, Gary will also be extending his duties to include reporting on the seafood market. Congratulations,
Gary. And that wraps up our news for the week. Be sure to head over to seafoodnews.com or visit the Seafood tab in Comtel for a comprehensive look at the latest market and industry news.
And don't forget to listen to a new episode of the Seafood News podcast released on SoundCloud and iTunes every Monday.
That's right. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.